what is going on? Welcome to the channel. I am Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to be looking at your energy for the next couple weeks. So let's get into it, Aries. Grab a cup of coffee, grab a tea, grab a beverage, sit back and relax. So we'll start off with a energy cleansing just to set the tone, set the vibe, clear out any unwanted energy that is lingering around us, any illusions, areas that we're having a hard time seeing clearly. We're in a space right now where we're rebalancing. Definitely check out the weekly reading if you are interested to get a better look at how this week is going to play out. In the beginning of the week, we have a little bit more time, space, energy to give to ourselves so we can kind of relax, rebalance, restore. And essentially, it's preparing us for what is to come, you know, some of it good, some of it bad. I shouldn't say bad. It's all in our perception, right? It's how we see things. It's how we approach things that kind of dictates how heavy it feels, right? So we have a new moon as well in Gemini, which is really nice because this is happening on Thursday this week. What day is that? Thursday the 6th? Something like that, the 5th or 6th. I will upload a reading on that, but yeah, it's actually, I like it because it really helps us kind of approach things in a new way, with a new perspective, with that duality that Gemini energy brings. So we'll start with an energy cleansing. Like, I don't know if I said it, but this is a really good time to set your own intention. If there's messages you would like Spirit to answer, to deliver to you, this is a really good time to ask and be open to receive, Aries. All right, let's get going. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is blocking the highest and best from coming through. Fear, doubt, insecurity, lack of worth, lack of value. Cleanse and release. Help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. Mama Love. Amen. All right, so as I was saying, we have more support as the week is beginning, and it's helping us feel a little bit more empowered, get ready for the next phase, the next level, so to speak, of whatever we're dealing with. There's something that needs to be brought to an end. I feel like this definitely is something from the past with this Remember card popping out. It really is in alignment with Pluto being in retrograde because we are making a lot of changes, or a lot of changes are being made for us, whether we want it or not. But there are chapters that we're closing out, right, from the past. And there is something that I do feel like is going to finally grant you this element of feeling release, feeling freedom is what I'm hearing. Freedom from a situation that took a lot of your time and your energy. You're starting to surrender. This is that divine feminine principle of just releasing, letting go, allowing things to play out, not trying to dictate or control how that is going to be expressed. We don't really have a lot of control right now. The control that we have is over ourselves, and it's about our own empowerment. It's about the way we show up for our life, who we want to be, and how we want to, you know, engage in this world that we're living in. This is a lot about seeing into the future, having that bird's eye perspective. This came through in the weekly reading, so again, definitely check that out if you're interested. Looking at things from that higher perspective, so you know that the choices you're making make sense, that they're more in alignment with what you actually want, And you're not just making those out of that kind of ego-based desire. I'm seeing that you will kind of have to sidestep in a situation with a person, etc., and allow things to unfold. This is actually bringing a lot of healing energy for you, healing of the past. It's allowing you to heal some of the things that you have been dealing with that maybe it's been hard to acknowledge. Maybe you didn't want to see things in a certain way, but now you're seeing it. Now you're seeing it a little bit more clearly. I feel like you're having either like these intuitive downloads, these intuitive hits on how things are going to be working out moving forward. There is a lot of, or not, maybe not a lot, but there's some fear, there's some hesitancy. How is this all going to play out? And that's what Spirit's asking you to surrender, right? You don't have to know every detail. It's just about like staying in control of yourself, your own health, your own well-being. Looking at communicating with someone or something, or communication is definitely in the forefront. Right now, Mercury is in, just moved into Gemini. So it was in Taurus, it just moved into Gemini. Taurus gives us a little more practicality, a little more grounding in our communication. With it moving into Gemini, we're able to see things in a, from that dualistic perspective that I was talking about earlier. It's time to move forward. It's time to transition, is what this Six of Swords, Page of Swords is talking about. Maybe you do need to have a conversation with someone to clear the air before you move forward, allowing things to rebalance easier. Someone or something is taking something for granted. I feel like this needs to be addressed. You're not in a position where you're really willing to bend and flex. I feel like it's really important for you to listen to your gut instincts. Listen to what Spirit's asking you to do. Listen to that intuition. Because a conversation does need to be had. And I think this tags back a lot to that closure that we're seeing, ending a cycle. Yes, you can't dictate how someone or something shows up. We're getting Four of Cups, judgment in your outside energy. So someone's just not really seeing things clearly, being selfish, taking something for granted, saying one thing but acting in a completely different way. Maybe having the best intention, but the follow through is like severely lacking with this Knight of Cups energy. And even just like look at this moth. That looks pretty scary. So someone who really just, again, like maybe their intention's not bad. I don't feel like they're the worst thing ever. But they're going through something that is a huge wake-up call for them, that's shedding a lot of light onto how they've been acting, how they've been behaving, and they can't escape it anymore, And there's something that you need to talk to them about. There's something that you need to bring to the table so that you can release yourself from this situation. Because Knight of Cups will keep us in that energy, will loop us back into that karma time and time again, especially if we are undecided about what our next steps are. Spirit wants you to have a little more clarity moving through these next couple of weeks. It's hard not to get pissed off and upset. With this Temperance being blocked in your energy, be mindful, be careful of that fire energy coming out. Mars is in Aries right now. So there's just kind of this maximization of that fieriness. Like if we don't like something someone's doing, it's way easier to pop off. Because this, like I said, it is about self-empowerment. So we feel very protective over our energy. And with Temperance being in the blocked energy, it really talks about how it feels overwhelming. It feels annoying, you know, like you're getting wrapped up in your head. You're getting wrapped up in things that might not physically be happening, or playing tapes over and over and over again is also what I'm hearing. Going through situations, you know, with that fine-tooth comb, which isn't necessarily bad. You know, we need to have a level of awareness, right? But at the same time, we don't want to make ourselves crazy. There's something about this that is saying to step away or create better boundaries, to see the situation for what it actually is, that someone's not really on board in the way that you thought that they were. It's time to be honest about that, because it is kind of blocking your energy from moving forward in a more empowered way. Champion of Wands, yeah. So you're coming through as like really empowering yourself. Like maybe you don't have it all thought out. Maybe there's some things that you're nervous about, or you don't know how it's going to go. But the Champion of Wands, Knight of Wands, just acts. He does what he does without thinking about it. And sometimes we just need to, right? Sometimes we can't sit and deliberate back and forth. Does this make sense? We can get lost in that energy. It's a Two of Swords energy, where sometimes not making a decision is making a decision. And Spirit wants you to trust yourself, trust your instincts, see how things are going to be playing out. Okay, if this is how the person is showing up now, what is it going to look like in 6 months, in a year, 5 years? How sustainable is it? It doesn't feel like it is. I feel like you know that it isn't, but you're afraid. There's something about this situation, something that this person maybe has over you, or you feel like they have the control and you don't know how to break away, but you know you should, right? And this, again, is all about your healing. It's about you not being afraid to empower yourself, not being afraid to have the courage and the strength to act on your instincts, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're feeling, how you know things are going to go. Because if you don't, I feel like you're not going to end up in a place that makes you very happy. And that's how it comes through. Sorry, Aries. You know, I wish all the readings were nice and fluffy. But sometimes, you know, it's going to take a lot of work. And maybe that's that part of you that's feeling resistant. It's going to take work. You might be going it alone for a period of time. And so I think that that's the fear, is what I'm hearing. Like, it's like you kind of can see how this is going to play out. And so there's the fear of not having the support you need, not having people who are on your side, on your team. Maybe you were heavily reliant on this Knight of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. You could be dealing with one of those signs, or, you know, they could just be someone who is operating out of a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling, not necessarily very grounded. But that's more of the reason for you to reevaluate. With the Fool, it's saying to take a chance, take a new direction, Aries. And don't be afraid. I know that's like way easier said than done, right? To not be afraid. But in reality, Spirit does have your back, right? That's why we're hearing that value of trusting in the process, trusting in what you see, sense, and feel. Yes, it sucks. Yes, there is going to be loss around it. Maybe that's also what you're trying to prevent. But it's about learning and growth. It's about healing. It's about being able to see someone's true colors, even if it is humbling, even if it does mean that you have to cut off this person, place, or thing. 444 is on the clock. So Spirit is protecting you. Spirit, you know, your angels, spirit guides, crossed over loved ones, however you understand that. Even if it does mean in the beginning, like you do feel alone, you feel alone on the physical plane, just know that you do have support. You do have comfort at your side. And it's not a forever thing, because there is something that you're hoping and wishing for. There's something that you envision for your life. It feels happy. It feels abundant. It feels fulfilling. You're questioning as to whether you can even get there or receive it. Yeah, it's going to take courage. Courage to overcome. And again, that's kind of the phase, that's like collectively where we're at. Especially with that Mars in Aries, it's also in conjunction, so right on top of Chiron and the North Node, which really surround that value of healing, growth, evolution, being the better version of ourselves, tuning into those life lessons, and then taking action accordingly. And what I'm seeing for you over these next couple weeks, you feel it, you sense it. There's fear around making certain choices. There's fear around moving in a certain direction. But again, with this telescope energy, it's really double confirmation to look towards the future. Don't limit yourself. Don't restrict yourself. Allow yourself to have that bird's eye perspective, because the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be in the long run. So creating those boundaries, protection of yourself, throwing yourself a lifeline is what I'm hearing as well, right? Like there's all those cool knots you can do that can be for survival. I don't know. I'm not good at that kind of stuff, but Spirit is throwing you a lifeline. Spirit is speaking to you very heavily through your intuition, through your dream state. Maybe you're waking up in the middle of the night and, you know, like you can't shut your mind off is what I'm hearing. And those are rough nights, right? But if we, instead of just I gotta get back to sleep, or whatever we're trying to force ourselves to do, if we just give ourselves a minute and really just kind of center and calm and ground and listen to what our mind, body, soul is trying to tell us, it's gonna make this way easier. We can listen and then take action, and you're going to see good results from it. I do feel, yes, it is going to be something that requires you to be strong and courageous. But out of all the zodiac, Aries, I think you got this. So thank you for your time, energy always. I hope this reading helped. Definitely drop comments below. I love to hear how it resonates, or, you know, just be a helping hand of support with whatever you're navigating. Thank you again for the time and energy. I'm sending all the love and blessings your way.